As a tour guide, I want to show you the best way to see all the main attractions of Amsterdam. This Amsterdam Itinerary gives you the best experience as it allows you to see the most attractions in the shortest amount of time. Amsterdam is built around canals and waterways, once occupied by the biggest merchant fleet on the planet. To get a good overview and understanding of Amsterdam, start at its highest lookout point. It's located on the top of the 22-story tower, right on the edge of the historic city center, offering a spectacular view. There is also a bar, and you can even treat yourself with a rush of adrenaline on Europe's highest swing, hanging 100 meters or 320 feet above the ground. Next, hop on a free-of-charge ferry to Amsterdam Central Station and walk to nearby canals occupied by cruise boats. This is the beginning of the Amsterdam Canal district that includes 3 main canals connected with a web of smaller canals that form a canal ring around the Old Town. Canal cruises allow you to explore a fraction of Amsterdam's 100 kilometers of canals and its 1500 bridges and admire the most beautiful historical houses. If the weather permits, opt for an open boat cruise for the best view. My favorite cruises are listed in the description below. If you're in a hurry, take a tram, but if you have the time, take a stroll to Anne Frank House, a museum with a heartbreaking World War II story. During the Second World War, young Jewish girl Anne Frank got a diary for her 13th birthday where she wrote about the events during 761 days of hiding from the Nazis in the secret annex of an office. Be aware that the museum can only be visited with a ticket bought online for a specific time slot. Every first Tuesday of the month, all tickets for the following month become available. Not far away is a popular area called the 9 Streets, made from 3 streets crossing 2 canals, which makes up for 9 small streets. The picturesque area offers a great overview of the architectural heritage spanning back 400 years. These streets are lively with artisanal businesses, hidden cafes, hotspots restaurants, galleries and authentic shops. This is a great area for lunch and shopping. Further south, you'll come to a vibrant square and one of the main hubs of Amsterdam. The square is always busy as it offers many dining options, shops and cafes. If you have time for a deep dive, order a drink to soak up the atmosphere. If you're looking for clubbing, you should come back at night, as the square is one of the most popular nighttime spots with lively bars and famous dance clubs. Almost opposite to the square is Amsterdam's most famous and the biggest city park. This is a great spot for a relaxed stroll or rest on a grass next to the rivers and lakes. If you have time, enjoy a drink in one of the bars. In the summer, the park often hosts free music events at open-air theater or at park's bandstand. Short walk from the park is the largest square in Amsterdam, called Museum Square, with several world-class museums. One of them is the Van Gogh Museum, containing the largest collection of Van Gogh's paintings and drawings in the world. One of the greatest Dutch painters of all time spent most of his life in poverty and for a while lived in Amsterdam. The collection contains more than 200 paintings, 500 drawings and 700 letters drawn and written by Vincent van Gogh. Museum Square is also home of the most important museum in the country. It's dedicated to Dutch arts and history, holding some of the world's biggest masterpieces, including Rembrandt's Night Watch. It also includes artifacts showing the history of the Netherlands and Amsterdam. The museum was built as a symbolic entrance to Amsterdam's historic city, and that is why it was designed with a tunnel now used as a bicycle road. As this is one of the most popular museums, you are required to book a start time, so check the links in the description below or in the top right corner. A short walk from the Museum Square is the home of Heineken, one of the biggest breweries in the world. Famous brewery was founded here about 160 years ago, and its historical building now hosts the Heineken Experience tour. Tour takes you on a unique beer journey where you learn about Heineken heritage, the brewing process, Heineken innovations and marketing. It ends with a lesson in how to properly taste the beer. You can even bottle your own beer with a custom label and end the visit in the bar. If you're in a hurry, take a tram to Rembrandt Square. Otherwise, it is worth taking a stroll through historic neighborhoods. This is another extremely popular entertainment square lined with a huge number of cafes, bars and terraces packed with people enjoying a drink. It is named after the world-famous Dutch Golden Age painter Rembrandt, and his cast iron statue dominates the square. If you have the time, this is another great spot for a drink. If you're looking for a nightlife and most popular clubs, you will probably come back in the evening. The heart of the historic city center is its main square with the Royal Palace. Right next to it is a beautiful Gothic-style church now used as a space for exhibitions, for royal weddings and inaugurations. On the other side of the square is a limestone obelisk known as Amsterdam's national monument dedicated to Dutch fallen soldiers. In all directions run lively and beautiful streets, but the busiest is the Mark Boulevard that runs straight to the main train station. Just a few streets away is the famous Red Light District. This historic neighborhood is worth a walk as its architecture includes the oldest building in Amsterdam, the Oude Kerk. Many houses have red-lit windows occupied by sex workers, but be sure not to take any photos as it is strictly forbidden. The walk through the neighborhood will take about 30 minutes. For erotic entertainment, visit dedicated performing arts theater and specialized bars. If you have time for a deep dive, you can visit an erotic museum, Red Light Secrets Museum, and the oldest and most distinguished museum dedicated to marijuana. If you have half a day to spare, take a trip just outside Amsterdam to Zaanse Schans. This famous windmill landscape was constructed as a tourist attraction by moving the original buildings from the wider area to this place. The area serves as an open-air museum full of wooden houses, barns and windmills. In the buildings are several museums, workshops, gift shops and restaurants where you can spend the entire day. Be aware that the timings in this itinerary don't include the time spent in queues. If you have just one day, you can see a lot if you stick with my quick visit itinerary. You'll have to start early, skip few things like 1 or 2 museums, and a half-day trip to Zaanse Schans. To see all presented attractions, then my quick visit itinerary requires 2 full days. On the other hand, the deep dive itinerary allows you to take a bit more time to properly explore the sites and requires at least 3 full days. In both cases, I would recommend you to buy tickets online, and I'll put the links in the description below. But before you go to Amsterdam, you should also check this video.